As soon as any man says of the affairs of the state, what does it matter to me, the state may be given up for lost. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, The Social Contract. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the heart of citizenship. See, citizenship is this ideal that we are a part of something that is both bigger and greater than us. And in return, we give everything we have to make it both thrive and succeed. Now, although this ideal has been around for millennia, it has a very unique and yet different connotation for the black community than any other. Here's what I mean. Our people's journey with citizenship has been an intriguing one. Because ever since the inception of our freedom, we have had to fight for our citizenship in our own nation's eyes.
Yes, sir.
See, we have had to both shoulder and endure opposition in order to become citizens, to become recognized inhabitants and privilege holders of America. Okay, through the civil rights movement, we proved that not only will we serve as the nation's conscience, but as its active contributors to the betterment of the nation. See, we proved that not only would we seek to better our communities, our life, and our people, but the entire nation's as well. But all good things must come to an end, and as the tension and strife of the movement began to die, our identity went along with it. This is what I mean. See, our people began to identify themselves as the movement, not with the character and heart behind the movement. And with it gone, we kind of became lost. See, there were no more picket signs to wave, no more marches to attend, and no more boycotts to participate in. So who were we? See, we said we were citizens based off of what we did, not on who we were. Come on now. See, the picket signs became who we were instead of our strong conviction to speak out against injustice. See, the marches became our very identity instead of our audacity to challenge the status quo. And the hoses, the dogs, and the bruises we received from police batons became our namesake and legacy instead of our resilience and endurance under pressure. See, with nothing left to do or to stand for, we became lost, a citizenless people, if you will. And see, out of this awkward, developmental, not knowing who we are stage in our people's history, my generation was born. Ooh. A generation, though born lost, sought the help and guidance from the previous generation, but came up short. So what did we do, you ask? Well, we did what we could, right? We began to form our own ideal of what we thought a black citizen looked like. So we forsook anything we deemed wasn't black enough.
Come on now.
You guys know things like holding each other accountable, praising each other's triumphs, and of course valuing education. Furthermore, those who didn't fit this new ideal were no longer black. They weren't welcome in the new community, right? So we labeled them as white. All the while, failing to see the harm we were inflicting on our own people. See, this is what we don't understand. When we refuse to take pride in ourselves and in our nation, America struggles. See, when we...
Amen.
When we refuse to help America and focus on our own petty issues, America struggles. Why? Because we are the backbone and conscience of this nation. So tell me, what does citizenship in the community look like? I'll tell you. It is the restoring of our identity to help the world around us. Citizenship in our community is us forsaking the false arrogance we got from our past triumphs and forsaking the false identification we got from a false media system to define us. Why? Because we're bigger than that. We are not limited to nor defined by our old ways, our old habits, or our old mindsets. We are the kings and queens of promise, the inheritors of riches, of great and unconquerable people, the royal descendants of African monarchs. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Matt, oh, that sounds great, but where do we begin? Right? How do we begin to dig ourselves out of this rut we've gotten ourselves into? Well, it's really quite simple. It starts with me and you. It starts when we stand up and say enough is enough, and begin picking up the dream that He had for us. It's when we become sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's when we begin to fight and strive for the life the movement intended for us to have. It's when we begin to pursue excellence and integrity in everything that we do. See, if only a few people would begin to grasp this mentality, we would begin to see radical and powerful change. Because if you dare to move forward, your community will follow you. Thank you.
Wow.